Hey everybody, hope it's a great day for you and that you're having a good week. A little bit of background, I thought it might be interesting. You're probably looking and going, okay, she says she knows stuff about interpreting, but have experience, but I thought I'd share one of them with you. I got started in interpreting because of travel. So my year in Argentina, mind you, this was 1995, and so we didn't have internet, we didn't have email, and if email was around, it was just coming out. Mail was $1.50 to send a letter that took probably 2 weeks to get here, and calling on the phone, because cell phones weren't a regular thing, it was like $3 a minute. So this was a long time ago. And when I went as an exchange student, there wasn't a bunch of it, there wasn't a bunch of students, and nobody really spoke English. There wasn't a fluency, and so I either had to learn to speak Spanish or I had to be mute. And I'm a talker, so speaking Spanish is the way that it went. Came back, studied in Peru for a while, but I had achieved a natural level of fluency. And I was going to college, and at the time it was like, okay, well, I could be a teacher, and that really wasn't my thing. Or I could be in corporate, and that wasn't my thing. And granted, I chose Spanish as a major, lots of other things that I could have picked, but that was the path I was on. And so I was introduced to interpreting, and I started interpreting, and it was like, holy cow. I was going to have a yellow Volkswagen Golf car, and my license plate was going to say hi, and just drive around town and do my groove. I never got the yellow car, but did stay in the interpreting world. And so when I was offered the first job and kind of screened, it was a phone call, and it was probably a 10, 15-minute phone call, all in Spanish, and the person was just checking my fluency to see if I was conversational, and we had a great conversation. I don't remember what we talked about, but I remember I was in my living room, and I was so super excited. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be an interpreter, and I just thought it was so cool because I was going to be able to use my language skills on a regular basis, and so it wasn't going to be pieced apart or that kind of thing. And we're in Northeast Wisconsin, and so at that time, this was 98, the community was smaller, and they're just, because of lack of internet and different things, it was more closed off. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to see people and meet people, and this is going to be great. And so at the end of that 15 or 20 minute conversation, to have that person judge my fluency, they gave me some information, and they said, okay, I need you to go to this address tomorrow at this time, and it's for hospice, and you'll be going in, you'll meet the nurse, and then keep your times, and then we'll make sure that you get ways to document and submit it for payment. So this is awesome. Didn't have GPS then either, guys. Didn't have those cell phones. So went and looked at the map and found where I was going and figured it out, and drove up to this house. Had some cars in the parking lot, a fairly decent sized driveway. It was full. And so I went in, and I didn't know what to do, so I knocked on the door, and somebody let me in and identified myself, who I was with, what I was there for. And they said, oh yeah, come in. And the nurse was already there. And so she said, yep, somebody speaks English, so you can just, sit here in case I need you. And so I sat in the gentleman's, at his dining room table for probably, let's say, an hour, and was never needed. And so then the nurse, came out because it was a home visit, and we walked out, and that was that. And so that was my first experience ever interpreting. In a different time, we'll get into a little bit to the connecting culture structure and how it was designed and what we do. But we are all very familiar now with how important training is and how important it is to know your profession. But again, arriving to an appointment or communicating with somebody, there's home visits, there's hospice, there's all sorts of situations, right? And we need to know how we have to be prepared for that too. So my entry to interpreting was, there you go. So hopefully that's not your story, but it's still out there. So I'd love to hear what your first appointments were like and some of the clear memories you have from when you first started. And so please share it below. Find us on social media. Be sure to subscribe to see what other people are saying. And I hope you had a good day. I'm a little stuttered, but you're amazing, and I really appreciate the support, and thanks for coming back. Have a great day.